So what we have here at PAX 2014 is the final content update for Infinity Blade 3. So we started off, we're in the hideout. If you haven't played Infinity Blade 3 before, this is basically your headquarters where you're forming the resistance that's going to take out the Worker of Secrets, your nemesis. And so part of the new update called Kingdom Come is the series of Dragon Quests. So I'm going to show you both parts of the Dragon Quest that you're going to see. So the first is actually finding and awakening the dragon. So in Infinity Blade 3, you can play as both Cyrus and Issa. So you get to level up both a male and a female character, like equip them however you like with the armor that you like, special gems that give them special powers and stuff. And I've totally beefed up these guys because I suck at the game and I want to look like super awesome on camera. So we're in this graveyard full of ice and snow, which we never had kind of snow in Infinity Blade before. And then we thought, what enemy would be in a snow level? Of course, enemies covered in fire and lava. So we have an Ember Demon here, and I'm just going to take care of him really quickly because that's how I do things. This is one of the new enemies that we've added to the latest update, which will be available on September 4th. Totally free to anybody who already owns Infinity Blade. I'm doing so poorly. Just to show you how not to fight this guy. So the default, if you ever played Infinity Blade, is to block. It's like you're always your save move. There we go. All right, so we've taken out the Ember Demon. Going to continue on our way to find this new dragon. Now, in previous Infinity Blade updates, we've actually had 2 different dragons. And people loved it so much that we were like, well, for our last update, there's no way we can get away with not adding one more huge dragon. And so we added the King of Dragons, and that's the guy we're trying to find right now. So we'll just take out this guy. So this guy's called a rust knock. As you can see, he's got a lot of rust on him. So not only could he might kill me, but he could actually give me tetanus, which is always something to be worried about. So on top of being able to parry and dodge and block, we also have the ability to cast magic, because we have magic rings in the game. So there I've activated the magic and I actually draw it out on screen, so I've incinerated him to finish him off. And we have achievements, so for people who really like playing iOS games and getting lots of Chivos, we have the base set from the game, and every time we've done any kind of update, we've always added more. So the one thing that's cool about, you see that's really different about playing between Issa and playing as Cyrus is that Cyrus is always the, I'm going to walk straight up on somebody and jack him. And Issa is much more of a stealthy character, so she always approaches people from the sides, gets in a couple of shots with her crossbow, so you can actually notice that when his health bar comes up, he's actually lost a little bit of health because she gets in a shot beforehand. And then one of the saving graces in case you're getting your butt kicked and not doing well is that as you fight, take damage or do damage, you're building up your super move. So doing the super move basically freezes time or slows time down. We're able to do a bunch of series of slashes, do quick hits, and then this meter fills and I can do a mega hit when it's filled up, finish the guy off. So even though we try to offer a ton of challenge to people, we also want to give them those moments where when they're just in over their head, they have like that smart bomb type of out that they can get to. All right, and now we're going to go find This is the final guy we're going to fight. And of course, we have spread out throughout. We have ingredients that you can mix into potions. We have bags of gold that you can just click, and basically it's a nice tactile feel to tap around. So this is the big bad Ember Night. He's basically the boss of this level, and you can actually see the dragons napping up there. Yeah, you know, pretty much in Infinity Blade, you don't have a ton of allies who are outside the hideout, so if they're standing there looking big and mean, they're probably bad dudes. Oh man, it's getting worked. Alright, so we're taking out the Ember Knight. So we like to have these big bosses that you fight. Everyone you fight in the game is considered a boss, but we have these big bosses at the end of each level, and we always like to give you some nice rewards when we get there. So as you can see in this level, you're going to see that we basically got into the dragon's hoard. So we get here, dragon's kind of chilling out. Like, well, couldn't possibly mind if I take one of his treasures, right? He doesn't seem like a very active dragon, whatever. He seems kind of lazy. And so you can see any of these triangles, these are all treasures, so I'm like, all right, I'll go grab this one. That's where he kind of gets mad. So basically you've woken up the dragon, he flies off, and now as you play the game, he'll just show up at random places and you'll fight him. And slowly kind of build down his health, and eventually you will get to a point where you get this on the map, which is just the final dragon fight. So you do enough damage to him, and this quest, this big red dragon quest, will show up. We'll play this time as Cyrus. And you know, we've done 3 Infinity Blade games, and a lot of the mechanics have been stayed very much the same. It's, you know, parrying and blocking and getting openings on your guys before you attack them. And we thought, let's give fans something different and unique. And so for dragons, since they don't have weapons, they're gigantic creatures that fill up the screen, we wanted to make something new and different. And so when you fight a dragon, it's actually a series of mini games. So it actually gives you something different to do in Infinity Blade. And it's kind of a nice big reward. So to get to this point, to get to this dragon, you're going to have to play a lot of Infinity Blade. So there's a lot of tapping in this one, and jabbing in the eye, which I love doing. And you can see that's my health, that's his health. He's almost dead as it is. And this has probably taken me maybe 10 times that I've seen this dragon throughout the course of playing the game multiple times to finally get him to this moment where I can attack him. So these pretty gnarly moves. Some of these are actually instant kill moves where he can eat you. And of course, I'm nothing without my swords, and I'm in a lot of trouble. But I've learned the art of tapping very quickly. Now, this is probably my favorite part, where he tosses you up in the air, and it'll give you a randomized strike to do. Land it in time, you do a lot of damage to him. You see he's getting pretty close. And now what else would you do on a dragon but ride him? So he's almost gone, and this is probably going to do him in. So now he's only got 500 health left. This back to the main normal game screen, so I can just attack him. One strike. We're going to see what happens now. So that's an epic big dragon fight in Infinity Blade 3, Kingdom Come, new update, coming for free to IB3 players, going to be available on September 4th, worldwide on the App Store. And you too can punch a dragon right in the brain.